Glyn Hodges, what a year it had been. Of course, our fans rallied to help those less fortunate in the community. Our academy won a National Cup competition, and of course we moved into Plough Lane as a League One club.
No, it's been super. I mean, it's everyone's on a downer. Honestly, it's well documented with the COVID, and we're on a downer finishing the year. But if you look back, there's lots to be pleased about and lots to look forward to.
Of course, we came down to the training ground this week, did a bit of filming in terms of training. For those players that you've been able to work with, you encouraged by the signs of what you've seen?
Yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, again, this morning's session was great. You know, the numbers aren't as big as normal, but you know we've managed to get some good work in. It's been a good working week, and it's the start of a new year and start of hopefully a positive result. Get back to winning ways Saturday.
How much do we need that to get back out there on the grass for a solid week?
Oh no, it's important. It's important. We've got another week now after Wigan. There's some more time. So these weeks are few and far between, and with some games we've got to put the fixtures in. We've got to reschedule it. That'll break some weeks as well. But it's the boys crave it as well. We need to keep working and keep improving. And sometimes the games come thick and fast, and while you're trying to analyse it and put things right on in the analysis room and on the videos. It's getting out in the grass and actually doing that, but the boys are on it, and we're in a good place and a nice and bright and sharp.
And a good chance to look at some of those young players as well, the likes of Archie Proctor putting in crosses and Jack Madeline back out there.
Yeah. Jack's out there, Archie's out there. All the boys. To be fair, all them 23s. I say they're 23s. They're under 19s. They're just a year out of their scholarship, but. Unfortunately, we haven't had the game time because of the tier. The lower tiers of non-league aren't been able to play, so they've not got the football they needed. But they're getting it every day training with the first team, so it's a good learning place for them.
All that work's going to be put to the test, of course, on Saturday. Top of the table, Lincoln City, the visitors. Yeah,
good side. We've looked at them, and they've got back to winning ways and looking strong, and they've got some good players as well. So. It's going to be, as always, it doesn't matter who you play in this league, top or the bottom, you're going to be in for an hard game, you've got to be at your best to get something.
Credit to your opposite number, Michael Appleton. Of course, we've heard that he's in isolation at the moment, but a tough act to follow, having coming off the back of what the Counties achieved there.
Yeah, he's done great, and not only is what he's done in such a short space of time, he's turned it around, he's built a new squad, and they've hit the ground running. So yeah, and Dave Kerslake there as well, who I know is his assistant, so they've done a great job, and hopefully they can not be as good this weekend, and let's have a turn of winning.
Of course, a couple of our players with background of Lincoln, of course, as well. Alex Woodyard back from suspension. Ollie Palmer building up his fitness.
Yeah. I mean, Ollie's looked sharp. He's every game he gets, and every day he's getting better. So he's looked good. And Woody, he was outstanding against Peterborough when we beat them earlier in the month. And so again, it's great playing against your old team. One of your old teams, you have an extra. But a bit of energy and an extra will to win and a desire to drive everyone else. So I'm always happy to play team players against their old team.
Team news. I should imagine there's quite a bit of it. So who's basically out of contention?
Well, at the moment we're looking at the numbers. We're 12 down. We've got 4 or 5. I think there's 5 isolating or with COVID or isolating. Off the back of that, we've got 2 that are isolating all week that hopefully recover or find Saturday morning. We'll know Saturday morning where they're going to be involved. And on the back of that, we've got 5 injuries. So it's 5 COVID, 5 injuries, and 2 that might be available although they have not trained all week.
Anyone sort of definitely back after the Oxford United game?
Well, Woodyard because of that. I mean, Shane looks. The positives are Shane looks like he's in a better place than he was last week. He was struggling a bit, and we're quite hopeful on Joe Piggott. So there are some positives, but like I say, it's going to be it's going to be some new faces on the bench and around the team. So it's just making sure that we know what we're doing and we know what we're about, and we give our best.
Of the players that are actually injured, when are you hopefully getting some of them back?
Well, Luke, I say if we hopefully Pigs is sooner rather than later. If it's too soon tomorrow, then hopefully it'll be Wednesday against Wigan. Shane's okay. With Paul Osu and Luke O'Neill, we're probably a couple of weeks away, so they're really close, which we're pleased about. And I'm just trying to think who the other. Ben Hennigan's a little bit longer. So they are like slowly inching their way back in. And obviously Yako's just come back in here 45 minutes against Oxford and thought was excellent. So while he hasn't had a 90 minute yet, he's obviously there's a possibility he might get thrown in tomorrow.
And you said Luke O'Neill there, he's made tremendous progress. He's back out there running again, isn't he?
He's in a good place. Yeah, he's out with the boys and he's got a bit between his teeth. So it's it's nice when you get an injury at the time. You never know when you're going to be back, and it's going to be long term. But once you understand that you're actually progressing well and in front of where he should be, gives you that little impetus you need and that boost to get yourself over the line and back in the team.
The key thing you said there that we've got to pick up on as well is there's going to be a few new faces and there are a few youngsters, and it's really important that we get behind big opportunities for them.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great. We did it last year with Jack Medley came on against Burton and Zach's just come on against Oxford. So we're not afraid to give these young boys. We just give these young boys their debuts. It's they're here and they're training with us, and I can trust them and I'm confident with them. So whoever starts and plays tomorrow, I'm more than happy with them putting a shirt on and representing the club.
Certainly not the last time we're going to mention this month, but of course the January transfer window now. Yeah. Steve Seddon's gone back, but presumably you don't.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, I forgot Seds is part of that, so he's gone. Yeah, Seds.
Yes, indeed. And of course as well, we don't want too much disruption in terms of the squad we've got because it's still a young squad coming together, isn't it? Yeah,
it's been good. I mean, it's been we're in a little dip at the moment. We understand that, but apart from it, even the dips to performance last week, we've got to be encouraged by, and the way we create so many chances at Oxford. We've got to be more ruthless and take them, but. The squad, I'm happy with the squad, and if there is someone who can make us stronger, make us better, then possibly I'd like to do that. But where we are at the moment, we just need a win and get that confidence back, and let's go again.
And in terms of this new year now as well, what are your sort of hopes in this difficult time we've still got from a football perspective?
Well, I'm in a difficult time with football. I mean, it's a wider, football's in their own little bubble, and sometimes you've got to look outside that. And I think it was yesterday, 55,000 people contracting COVID and 1,000 people dying. You think, Sam Allardyce has called for a circuit breaker, and I think that'd be the way forward, especially in League One. There was 7 games off on Tuesday night, where the league are testing. We've tested a week early. That's how we've got our results. The EFL, I think the 4th of January, everyone else is testing in the league. So. That'd be the results would be interesting to see whether they decide that it needs it. But with the country in turmoil, I think it's right and proper that we have to adhere to the government guidelines and let's beat this disease.
And a lot of supporters as well, they're staying so patient. They just want that day to come, don't they? They can get back into Plough Lane.
Yeah, well, then that's it was going to be this week, wasn't it? I think it was going to be the middle of Jan. Sorry, middle of Jan was the target. Now that's been put back and. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you get a circuit breaker that can fast forward it, and they can get in a lot sooner than we expect. The way things are going, you scratch your head, think when are they going to come back in? So you hear different stories of the end of the season or maybe start next season. But let's try and get them back as soon as possible. And like I say, just let's get behind the boys and enjoy the season together.